Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So today we're going to kind of start diving into some strategies to help with our reading and get ready to sort of get into our first unit, which we'll be doing later on this week. So what I want to do is I'm going to not share my screen. Obviously, I'm sharing my screen with you. I'm going to show you a strategy. We're going to do the first half of it today. So I'm going to go to a PowerPoint in my OneDrive. I'm just going to run through some information with you. Okay. The strategy that we're going to be using is called Think Rich. Sounds pretty good. Think Rich. All right. Well, this looks a little bit different here. Let me see if I can get this to work better. Here we go. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you did something fun, or at least interesting. We're going to go ahead and get started with this. All right. So this is a way to sort of get your background knowledge going and to also do like a close reading so that you can really walk away from what you read with a little more information than you normally would. So we're going to think about it. Think about what? Whoa, go back. I don't know what I did there. I made my screen too big, too small. Yeah. What does the word rich mean? Well, I think most people think the word rich means money. But if you think about a dessert that's rich, it means it's dense, there's a lot to it, a lot of flavor, a lot going on. If you say somebody has a rich life, usually that doesn't mean money. That means that their life is full and with people that they love and things that they like to do, and they feel fulfilled. And so when we think about rich, we're thinking about that sort of idea of having more in your life, of not just skimming the surface, but really diving deep. So what does that have to do with reading? Well, when we're looking for rich, when we read, we are looking for rich. And that means that we're looking to dive deep, not just to read it as fast as we can and be like, I'm done. So we're looking for some thoughts. If you are reading, but you're not thinking, you're not really reading. If after you read something and your teacher says, what do you think? And you say, I don't think anything. Well, I'm a little worried because that means maybe there's something wrong because you're thinking when you read. And if you're not, then maybe you're not reading very closely or very richly. We're looking for questions when you read. Questions like, why does a person think that? Why did she write that? What does that word mean? Things like that. We're also looking for, get this move, connections. What do I think about this? How does it connect to my life? What does this have to do with maybe something else I read? Oh my gosh, this reminds me of something. And discussions, so that when we're done with our reading, we can come back as a class and have a good discussion. Not one of those discussions where we were like, I liked it or I didn't like it, but to really get into it. So how are we going to do that? All right, so the first thing, and this is the only thing we're going to do today in the Think Rich strategy, is we're going to do the think part. And think stands for, oh my goodness, my iPad nearly fell down. Okay, so the think is where we do our first read, where we sort of skim through and read quickly, and we're just looking for the basics. So we're looking at the title. What is the title? What does it remind you of? What does it make you think? The headings, are there any headings? What are the topics of the headings? Do they give you a clue as to what's going to happen in the article or the story? Images or other text features. What text features caught your attention? Why? Do they give you clues as to what you think is going to happen? Skimming through, looking for new vocabulary. Are there some words you don't know? That's a good thing to mark. And then knowledge. What questions do you have? You should always walk away, even if you just look at the title of an article and the pictures, you should have a question like, oh, I wonder what this is going to be about, or is this really what it sounds like? And things like that. All right, so title. What is it? Does it remind you of something? Do you know anything about this topic already? Can you make a connection to your life, to something you read, to a person you know, to something that happened maybe to you or somebody else? Any connection is good. Headings. Does it have headings? What are the topics? Do they remind you of something? How do they connect to that title? Do they seem to relate? Images. What text features are there? Why did they catch your attention? What made your eye go there? How do they connect with the title or the headings? New vocabulary. What vocabulary would you expect? What vocabulary do you notice? Knowledge. What questions do you have? So what does this look like? We're going to go ahead and try it. No, we're not finished. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead into my Schoology course. So I'm going to remember that when we go into Schoology, we do not use the app. The app is not very good. The app's really only good for like messages or checking your grades. We always go to Chrome right here, and we use Chrome to get to Schoology. Okay. So I've got I have a little marker right here that just keeps it there for me. So I'm going to go ahead and all right, so I'm going to go to my course dashboard. This is what you would do too. I'm going to click here. Go to my landing page. Now let's look at my announcement, because one of the things my update, I'm always trying to get kids to look at the updates. And that's up here. It says announcement. Or you could come over here to where it says updates. Right now I've just been putting very silly things like today. It says, let's see who's checking the updates. Would you rather have a ketchup dispensing navel or a pencil sharpening nostril? And for the kids who are joining me in Zoom, we're going to talk about it in the chat. Eventually, those updates are going to be more serious, things that you really need to know. All right, so we scroll down. Now, I want you to know that if you missed work last week, it's all in this What Did I Miss folder now. I don't like to have a whole lot of clutter on my Schoology page, so I put all the old work here, and so that we're really just having the week of September 14th to 18th. And also you'll notice here Zoom Help Desk. Every day from 1 to 3, I open up a Zoom, and you can pop in at any time and get help from me live. Instead of trying to message me, you can go into that Zoom and you can pop in and I can help you. You can share your screen and we can problem solve together. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this. Now I have not published this yet, so you can't see it right. Like if you were on at 8:40 like I am, you can't see it yet, but it'll be on by the time this video posts. And so here's my Zoom meeting link, and it looks like if you're watching this video, you probably missed the Zoom meeting. We're gonna go to the Think Rich strategy assignment. If you wanna look at that PowerPoint I just did with you again, here's a link to it so that you can look at it again. We're gonna go ahead to the Think Rich strategy. And we're gonna look at what it says. Okay. So now that we've talked about the Think Rich strategy, it's time to practice. I want you to do this by using the attached OneDrive assignment, but since we've had technical issues, I've also cut and pasted a copy of the article below. If OneDrive doesn't work, you can take screenshots of this copy below. See this copy here? You can take screenshots of it and you can do your work there. And on a screenshot, you can actually use your pen to do it. On Office 365, we type on it. So if you can't get to the Office, if Office 365 is not working, if OneDrive is not working, I did put the article here. So the what to do section. So here's what we're gonna do together. I'm gonna start. Skim through the article. You're gonna be reading it very quickly and you're gonna look for the basics. You're gonna mark elements in the think half of the strategy, and I've put them up here: titles, headings, images, new vocabulary, knowledge. You can do this by typing on the document. You can change the color of the type or highlight it. Use a different color for each one of the think elements. So for title, use one color. For headings, use another. If you can, make a key of your colors at the bottom of the document, like all my title stuff is pink, all my headings are green. If you're on Zoom, you're going to be ready to share your screen with me, but if you're watching the video, you're not on Zoom. And when you finish, you're going to submit it. So up here, next to assignment, for you guys, it'll say my document, and you can go in and get the document. I'm going to go down here. Now, going down here for you will not work. You got to go up to my document, but this is how I get to it. Okay. So here's the article, and it has a learning target. And our learning target is that I will close read a text using the Think Rich strategy. And it says your task, read the article. As you read, use the Think Rich strategy. It says how schools are killing creativity. And our methodologies in schools are demolishing creativity. Students have lost their capacity for creation simply because our teaching methods don't stimulate innovation and free thinking. And right away I noticed that this was written in 2012, so it's an older article. And it's by an author named Lena DeLille. Okay, now, for example, titles. Now, I already see the title. It's a really crazy title. It's called How Schools Are Killing Creativity. Wow, that's pretty intense. I'm gonna tap my screen like that, and I'm gonna space bar over. I'm gonna put, this is, let me move my iPad down. This is an eye-catching title. Now, what you're probably gonna wanna do is like highlight that. Let's see if I can get that to work. Okay, there we go. And you can just make it boop, 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 boop. And I can change the coloring. So I'm going to have all my title stuff red. Okay. So like I'll see that. Anything that you type here. And I'm scrolling through. Oh, and I see a picture. So I might type in down here. This is I see the picture as the teacher is cutting all the kids' little thoughts into squares. So I might type for graphics, images. I might choose a different color like orange and say it, oh, no, that's not what I want. Go away. Emojis, go away. All right, guys, I don't know what I did. Go ABC, there we go. All right, so I might go here, hit return, and I might say, why am I doing this? Oh, I see what I'm doing. I hit that little world button. Come back down, technical difficulties. Let's go orange. Remember I said my images are orange. It doesn't want to be orange, okay? It's all right. It looks like she wants all the kids to think the same. All right, I'm going to tap that. It is a little weird to try to highlight here. Let's see how I can make that work. Let's see if I can get that ink to change it in. If you are having trouble with this like I seem to be, it may be different for you, but if you can't get it to highlight or change color, maybe just, let's see. Okay, I got the color to change. All right, so I think you got to have that little blue thing there. It looks, yeah, see now I've got it in blue. So I would type my comment. And for all of the things in the Think Rich strategy, I would mark. Now I'm going to fix this. This is my actual copy that kids are going to use, so I want to make sure that there's nothing on it. You do not go back and change yours. You type on yours, and you leave it alone because you're going to submit it. But I want to make sure that mine is nice and clean so that the kids who come on, like you, use it. So you're going to skim, and you might see, oh, okay, so I notice right here, as I'm skimming, I see more images, I see a heading, and I see a word like diminishing. Now, if you don't know the word diminishing, that's a good thing to mark for new vocabulary. If you don't know, let's see if I can scroll and find another word that might be tough for some kids. Nurture. If you don't know the word nurture, you might mark that, okay? And you'd mark these pictures, and you'd also mark down your questions at the bottom of the text. Type in some questions you have or thoughts or connections, okay? It's never enough to just be like, I read it. tell me what is going on in your brain. That's part of the Think Rich strategy, including the think part. I'm going to X out of that. Now remember, yours is going to be here up top, and it'll say My Document right around in here, okay? And when you're all done, you got to click off of it just like I did. I left Office 365, and it'll ask you somewhere around in here if you want to submit, and you will submit. So all I'm asking is that you submit your marked up document to me, okay? Don't worry about the rich part of the strategy. We're going to do that tomorrow, okay? So let me go back to my Schoology folder. And I do believe that's all we're doing for today. So I'm going to click off of here, put my camera back on, flip it around. All right, guys, I'm going to wish you a very happy Monday. And if you have any problems, you can pop into that Zoom that I have from 1 to 3, or you can message me on Schoology. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. So I'm gonna,